welcome back to Readaroo Kids. My name is Miss Kristi, and today I'm so excited to read another awesome book with you. If you're as excited as I am, be sure to give this video a thumbs up below, and don't forget to click subscribe. That way, every time we post a new story, you and I can read together again right away. All right, today's book is called Santa is Coming to Arizona, written by Steve Smallman and illustrated by Robert Dunn. I'm really excited to read this book because I'm from the state of Arizona. So let's get started. Santa is Coming to Arizona, written by Steve Smallman, illustrated by Robert Dunn. Well, boomed Santa, have all the children from Arizona been good this year? Well, mostly, answered the little old elf as he bustled across the busy workshop to Santa's desk. Santa peered down at the elf from behind the tall, teetering piles of letters that the children of Arizona had sent him. Mostly? Asked Santa, looking over the top of his glasses. Yes, but they've all been especially good in the last few days, said the elf. Jolly good, chuckled Santa. Then we'd better get their presents loaded up. Even though the sack of presents was really, really big, and the elves were really, really small, they seemed to have no trouble loading it onto Santa's sleigh. Though how they managed to fit such a big sack into one little sleigh, even they didn't know. But somehow they did. Look, stacked right on top of the sleigh. Splendid, boomed Santa. We're ready to go. Not quite, Santa, said the little old elf. One of our reindeer is missing. Missing? Which reindeer is missing? Asked Santa. The youngest one, Santa, said the elf. It's his first flight tonight. I've called him and called him, but just then a young reindeer strolled up, munching on a large carrot. Where have you been? Asked Santa. But the youngest reindeer was crunching so loudly that it was no wonder he hadn't heard the little old elf calling. Oh, well, never mind, said Santa, giving the reindeer a little wink. He took out his Santa nav and tapped in the coordinates for Arizona. This will guide us to Arizona in no time. The reindeer is doing crunch, 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 crunching on his carrot. With a flick of the reins and a jerk of the harness, off they went, racing through the sky. Ho, 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 laughed Santa. We'll soon have these presents delivered to the Grand Canyon State. Santa's sleigh flew through the starry night, heading south across the Arctic Ocean. On they flew in the wintry air, crossing the Great Lakes. In the wink of an eye, the sleigh was flying above the Great Plains and on over the Rocky Mountains. The youngest reindeer was very excited. He had never been away from the North Pole before. They were just nearing Stony Mountain when, suddenly, they ran into a thick fog. Mist swirled around the sleigh. They couldn't see a thing. The youngest reindeer was getting a bit worried, but Santa didn't seem concerned. In 2 miles, said the Santa nav in a bossy lady's voice. Keep left at the next star. But ma'am, Santa blustered, I can't see any stars in all this fog. Soon they were hopelessly lost. Then, through the swirling fog, the youngest reindeer heard a faint ringing sound. Ding dong! He looked over at the old reindeer with the red nose, but he had his head down. Red nose? Who's that? Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. And again, ding dong, ding dong. There was that sound again, like church bells ringing. The youngest reindeer turned around to look at Santa, but Santa wasn't listening. He seemed to be arguing with a little box with buttons on it. With a flick of the harness and a jerk of the reins, the youngest reindeer gave a sharp tug and headed off toward the sound of the bells, pulling Santa and his sleigh behind him. "Whoa!" cried Santa, pulling his hat straight. "What's going on?" Then, to his surprise, he heard the ringing sound. "Well done, young reindeer," he shouted cheerfully. "It must be St. Mary's Basilica. Don't worry, children, Santa is coming." Then suddenly, crunch! The sleigh hit something as it plummeted through the fog. "You have arrived," said the Santa Nav unhelpfully. Finally, when the fog had lifted, Santa discovered exactly where they were. Stuck right at the very top of Phoenix City Hall. "Everybody, pull!" The reindeer pulled with all their might until, at last, with a screeching noise, the sleigh scraped clear and Santa steered them safely across downtown Phoenix, over the rooftops of West Roosevelt Street, above the library, and down into Encanto Park. Luckily, there was no real damage done, but the packages had all been jumbled up. Santa quickly sorted out the presents into order again. "All right," said Santa. "Thanks to this young reindeer, I know where we are now. Don't worry, children, Santa is coming." Santa drove his sleigh expertly from rooftop to rooftop all over Arizona, popping in and out of chimneys as fast as he could. There were big chimneys in Avondale and small chimneys in Scottsdale. He squeezed down thin chimneys in Mesa and plummeted down fat chimneys in Peoria. The youngest reindeer was amazed at how quickly they went. Santa never seemed to get tired at all, and it looked like the children in Arizona were going to be very lucky this year. But the youngest reindeer was starting to feel a bit weary and quite hungry too. In house after house, Santa delved inside his sack for packages of every shape and size. He piled them under the Christmas trees and carefully filled up the stockings with surprises. In house after house, the good children of Arizona had left out a plate of cookies, a small glass of milk, and a big, crunchy carrot. Santa took a little bite out of each cookie, a tiny sip of milk, wiped his beard, and popped the carrots into his sack. From Phoenix to Flagstaff, from Chandler to Yuma, from Tucson to Tempe, and all the places in between, Santa and his sleigh visited every house in Arizona. Santa delivered presents to Andrew, Alice, and Anna, Arabella, Archie, Ashley. The list went on and on. Zach, Zara, Zeb, Zoe, Zybil. Wow, he delivered a lot of presents. Finally, Santa had delivered the last present on his long Arizona list. "Great moons and stars," sighed Santa. "It's past midnight and my sack seems as heavy as ever. I hope I haven't forgotten anyone." Santa opened his sack to check, but it was full of juicy, crunchy carrots. Santa divided the carrots among all the reindeer. "Well done," he said, patting the youngest reindeer gently on the nose. But the youngest reindeer didn't hear him. He was too busy munching. Then it was time to set off for home. Santa reset his Santa Nav once more to the North Pole, and soon they were speeding over the Colorado River, above the Grand Canyon, and through the crisp, starry night. "Ho, ho, ho," laughed Santa. "Merry Christmas, Arizona."
I loved reading with you today, and I hope that we can read together again soon. If you liked this book, don't forget to give it a thumbs up below and click subscribe. That way, every time we post a new story, you and I can read together again right away. If you'd like some activities to go along with our books, you can head over to readarookids.com. There we do all kinds of fun things like arts and crafts and science experiments. Sometimes we work on our math skills and reading skills, and we even cook recipes together. If you'd like to find out what we're up to every day, you can always follow us on our social media. Again, I loved reading with you today, and I hope that we can read together again soon. Until then, Readaroo loves you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.